Hi guys, how you doing? It's Chris here, Chris Tenerife. Obviously I was out looking for Jay in the search, and yeah, the team worked tirelessly. It was an emotional roller coaster, as you can imagine. It was very tiring. The guys were still working on the day jobs. We were working on the information that so many people kindly sent to us to try and help us with our searches. We were cross-referencing everything that we received up till the early hours of the morning most nights, then to bed for a few hours, and then either up and back to work or up and actually out searching for Jay, depending on the day. There was quite a few YouTubers, and naturally there's a lot of questions that are still unanswered. It is still a bit of a puzzle, but what we did was stick to the research we had and the facts, and essentially try and get into the mindset of Jay, tracking through the mountains and prove our theory to the authorities, namely the Guardia Civil, that Jay was where we believed him to be, which unfortunately, as everyone knows, that turned out to be true in the end. So this is an intro for the fact-finding, boots on the ground research we did, which helped us create the plan for Recce 2. It's also the videos from Recce 2, and really that helped us create a laser-guided mission plan for Recce 3, which was something we collaborated with the Guardia Civil. We shared them everything before we went out. They knew exactly where we were going in case we got into trouble. As you know, I nearly did get into trouble. It was more of a challenge than I actually expected. So yeah, obviously Recce 3, we proved our point, and everyone knows the outcome of that. But I'd just like to say, the guys that have got questions, everybody has questions still. That's not unnatural. I hope what you find in some of the information that we're putting here on the YouTube channel is some of those questions will be answered in the facts that have obviously become self-evident. As I said before, it was an emotional roller coaster. It was physically draining, it was emotionally draining. Then on top of that, we had to deal with all the hate, threats, conspiracies, stories that were made up about us. But you know, we were out there trying to find Jay. We didn't realise just what the backlash was going to be from us doing that, and certainly me personally, I was unprepared to being thrust into the public domain as we were. All of the conspiracies that I got arrested during the search, and that was why my account went down, and or that we were collaborating with criminal elements as part of some grand scheme or some cover-up. It's all nonsense, guys. I think anyone with a clear mind can see we had one intention and one intention only, and that was to prove our theory, to get Jay out of that ravine. He didn't deserve to be left down there. And in uncovering the proof, protect the family from all the nonsense that's gone on. So I'm sure the sober-minded, clear-minded people amongst you will see what the truth actually was, and it was that. And if these videos go towards helping anyone else answer some of them questions, then great. If it helps the family have some peace of mind, fantastic. And if it helps to change the public opinion away from a lot of the nonsense, then great. I do want to make an apology publicly, because in some of the videos that I'd made, extremely exhausted, extremely tired, late at night and after a couple of beers, as part of my debrief with the team. Of course, some of the things that were said had made me particularly angry. I'm the kind of person who wears my heart on my sleeve. Unfortunately, sometimes that works for you. Unfortunately, sometimes it works against you. Any of the comments that I made about people that come across as personal, I apologise to that. I apologise to them publicly, particularly Mark Williams Thomas, particularly the detective, Mr. Blexley. It was nothing personal, and had I been in a different emotional state, I definitely wouldn't have said those things. I don't agree with everything that they said, of course, but there's no excuse for saying personal things about those people, and I was wrong to do that. We're all human beings, we all make mistakes, and it takes a big man to throw his hands up and say sorry. And I personally want to say sorry to you, and publicly I feel I need to say sorry to you as well. So I hope you can accept my apology. It was nothing personal, and if the truth be known, you guys were just trying to achieve the same thing as us, you know, get the truth out there and help find Jay. So as I say, I hope you accept that apology. And yeah, what led me to that as well, I'm sure you gentlemen can understand it, because of the backlash we were getting and the things that we were suffering. I never expected to become emotionally involved in the case, but I did. It was just something I couldn't help. And obviously after seeing the family out searching, that kind of hits a personal chord with anyone watching a dad and a brother and friends search for a loved one. It was pretty horrific. And yeah, that's the, you know, with the hate that we got, which we definitely didn't deserve, and the backlash that we got, that was why, that was the thing that triggered me, and I said the things which I deeply regret now and wish I hadn't have said them personally against you. And that's really all I've got to say on that matter.